brutal shooting on the set of his movie. He says he didn't pull the trigger. But how then did the weapon, which turned out to contain live ammunition, actually fire? Here's Jim Murray.
He didn't pull the trigger? There is astonished reaction to Alec Baldwin's claim that appears to suggest he was not responsible for the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
The trigger wasn't, I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anybody to pull the trigger.
The claim is making headlines around the world and also sparking skepticism.
Baldwin's claim that he didn't pull the trigger is being questioned by gun experts and even by the Santa Fe sheriff himself, who tells Fox News Digital, quote, "Guns don't just go off."
But on Good Morning America today, the attorney for the movie's assistant director, Dave Halls, backs up Baldwin's assertion.
Dave has told me since the very first day I met him that Alec did not pull that trigger. The entire time Baldwin had his finger outside the trigger guard, parallel to the barrel, and that he told me since day one he thought it was a misfire. I know.
George Stephanopoulos interviewed Baldwin in the ABC News exclusive airing tonight.
How about that headline? He did not pull the trigger, and now we've seen the attorney for David Halls, the assistant director, who said, yeah, we've been saying that all along. So there are so many more questions for the investigation.
Former Dukes of Hazzard star John Schneider posted a YouTube blast at Baldwin.
By all means, do not believe the I didn't pull the trigger nonsense. Guns do not go off by themselves.
Dutch Merrick is a Hollywood prop master.
The trigger does one thing. You physically have to pull the hammer back and lock it, and then you have to pull the trigger with your finger when you're pointed in a safe direction and you're ready. There's one thing that drops the hammer.
This is an exact replica of the one that Alec was using.
I also spoke to firearm safety expert Steve Wolf. Is that even possible for a gun to go off if you don't pull the trigger?
This is a mechanical device. It would be the equivalent of saying, the blender just turned itself on.
Baldwin looks exhausted in the interview. The bags under his eyes are evident. He is weepy and filled with emotion.
Even now, I find it hard to believe that. It just doesn't seem real to me.
Today, he and wife Alaria were photographed leaving their New York City apartment, apparently getting out of town before the bombshell interview is broadcast.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No.
Baldwin's interview airs tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC. It will stream later on Hulu.